talk about Peter Woods, and I want you to tell me. So Mac and I both attended Dabo's charity event on Friday night. It was great. They raised a bunch of money. They keep all the money in the state of South Carolina. We love it. Peter Woods was there. Peter Woods is a unit, a unit of a man. And Mac and I always say, let's not overhype these freshmen. That's like the hill Mac and I want to die on is right. Do not compare so-and-so to freaking Nuke Hopkins, please.
Yep.
However, I feel like Mac specifically, and me, obviously, I think everyone is starting to buy this Peter Woods hype. What do you say, sir?
I mean, it's when I went to practice, KG, that was like, I have these kind of check-offs or this list of stuff. When I go to somebody's practice, I want to get these things accomplished in my head. And, number one is Peter Woods that guy?
Right.
Everything that, I had seen and written and heard, it's just people going crazy about this young man. And I'm like, man, he hadn't played a down, like a game, anything. And, what's the hype all about? And so the first people I talked to is the strength staff. Then I talked to, some GA, some support staff. Then I talked to, Nick Eason, his defensive line coach. Then I want to talk to the opposing offensive linemen that are going against him. And everyone says the same thing. Everyone says that this guy is just far and above. And I ask why, like what does that mean? And it starts with just his demeanor, his confidence, his like want to. He's so dialed in. And then you look at the physical side where he's just this ball of muscle, this just freak who really, I've heard the Christian and Dexter and all these different things. To me, it's closer to Grady Jarrett. Like he, similar in stature, I think he's a little bit bigger, but the player that I think he could be is that Grady Jarrett type of guy who was, up until the last maybe season, the highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL. Maybe he's going to be back to that. I don't know. So, that's the type of player I think we're getting, as a Clemson, fan, when you look at that guy and the things that he's going to be able to do. So he made 8 stops himself, in the spring game. He blocked an extra point. I mean, he was wreaking havoc. But the most impressive thing, KG, and I know this is, again, just a freshman. There's a lot of good on this defense. His closing speed was nuts. I mean, he was tracing running backs. He was step for step with Cade Klubnik on a scramble drill. And I'm just like, this is crazy. This guy is nuts. So at the end of the day, there's going to be a learning curve. He's going to have to figure it out. Like, he's going to be playing against really good teams, really good offensive lines, but he's right there. I mean, he's ready to contribute now.
I think the hype, people are starting to buy the hype a little more. When you hear, he's a mix between Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins, two of the best defensive linemen in the NFL, and two of the best that have ever played for Clemson. You think, okay. But I like the Grady Jarrett comparison. And Grady, I think, didn't get as much hype as he deserved while at Clemson. He was a 4th-round pick, I believe. Obviously, he did what he did. He's done what he's done in the NFL. He sacked Tom Brady 3 times in the Super Bowl. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the entire NFL. So he'll get more hype. Peter Woods already is getting more hype than a guy like Grady Jarrett. And
that's right.
Would you say, too, Peter Woods bigger than Grady Jarrett was as a freshman, for sure?
Yeah, absolutely. And still, like, taller now. I mean, still, he's just a bigger guy. And, I think that's where the comparison to me makes more sense when I say